Hey guys, welcome back to my channel C4D Wala, and in today's video we are going to create this Christmas tree inside of Cinema 4D. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So here we are in Cinema 4D. So first thing we will do, we will create some helix. So I'll select this helix over here. I'll select this helix, go to the object, and instead of plain XY, I'm gonna choose this XZ. So we will get something like this. Now start radius, we are not gonna change anything. End radius, I'll make it 0 like that, and I'll increase the height somewhere around 500. So we will get this kind of thing. Now after that, what we need to do, I'll increase the end angle value up to 900. Yep, this looks good to me. Now I'm gonna select cylinder. I'll go to the front view. I'll increase the height and I'm gonna increase the radius somewhere around, let's say 140. Increase the height again a little bit, and rotational segment I'm gonna change it up to, let's say 20. Yep, now press End, then press D so we can see the edges. Now press C to make this editable object. Now go to the points, hit Ctrl A to select all the points, right click and optimize it. Now after that, we will select the rectangle selection tool and we will select the uppermost point, press T for scaling option and scale it like that. Now we will choose edge tools and we will go downwards and press U and then L to select loop selection tool, UL. So it automatically select loop selection tool. So I'll select this edges in loop, right click and choose bevel and increase the offset, then increase the subdivisions up to, let's say 3. Yep, this looks good to me. Now I'm gonna select my live selection tool. I'll select this, I'll go to the front view, I'll unselect this enable axis, shortcut key is L. So click on it, press T for scaling option and scale it like that. We will see the thing from this axis. Press E. By holding Ctrl, I'll drag this thing at the top so it will automatically create a duplicate. Then press T for scaling option and scale it down. Press E again and adjust it like that. Again hold Ctrl and move this upward so it will create a duplicate. Press T for scaling option and scale it down. We will go to the front view so we can see this properly. Press E again. By holding Ctrl, I will create duplicate. Press T and scale it down. Again press E. By holding Ctrl, I will create a duplicate. Press T for scaling option and scale it down. Then choose these points. Choose rectangle selection tool. Select the uppermost points and move them over here. Press T again and reduce the sides. Now what we will do, I'll select my edge tool, then press UL to select a loop selection. So I'll select this edges, right click, go to the bevel and increase the bevel amount, increase the offset from here. Yep, this looks good to me. Now all the things are done. Now I'm gonna select my live selection tool again and this looks good to me. Now what we need to do, I'll select this helix and as you can see the radius is quite too much. So for that, what we will do, I'll decrease the height or increase the height a little bit, increase the start radius, or you can increase the end radius also. So as you can see, this thing is now out of this our what we call shape. Select this one and I'm gonna decrease the start radius a little bit. Yep, I think this looks good. And then I'm gonna increase the end value again. Yep, select this one, press R for rotation and rotate it like that. So our thing is ready now. Now what we will do, I'll select this, press E and bring it downwards, press T for scaling options, scale it, press E again to bring this thing downwards. Now what we will do, I am gonna go over here and I am gonna choose circle, and for the radius of that circle I am gonna choose 3. Then we will choose sweep, select this circle, move this inside the sweep, then select this helix, hold control and create a duplicate, just simply move it downwards. Now select this helix and move inside this sweep. So as you can see, we'll get something like this. If you press Ctrl R, our tree will look like this. Now I am gonna choose cylinder and I'll bring over here. Now select this cylinder, go to the caps, I'm gonna select this fillet and decrease the radius to 10. Hold control and create a duplicate, and now I am gonna go to the object and I'm gonna reduce the radius of this one like that. Now we will go to over this star and I'll click on it. So as you can see, we'll get this star over here. I'll move this thing up to here, and now I'm gonna reduce the point size to 5. Press T for scaling option and scale it, press R for rotation. I'll go to the front view and I'll rotate it like that. Yep, this looks good. Now we will go to subdivision surface options and we will choose extrude, select the star and move inside this extrude. So as you can see, our star is extrude. Now I'll go to the top view and press E and I'll bring this over here. So as you can see, our star is also ready. If I hit Ctrl R, we will get something like this. So our work is almost done. I'll press Ctrl R, we will get something like this. Now select all the 3 options and hold Alt and press G. I'll call this as green. Now click on this subdivision surface, bring over here and downwards, select this green and move inside this subdivision surface. If I hit Ctrl R, as you can see, we will get something like this. Go to the subdivision surface, subdivision editor, I'll make it 1 and I'll make this one also 1. If I hit Ctrl R now, we'll get this a little bit smoothness in edge and everything. Now our almost work is done. Now what we will do, we will create some bells over here. So for that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select this pair, move this over here. I'm gonna reduce the size of it like that, and also reduce the segments to, let's say, 20 like that. Now as you guys know, we have created this extra helix over here, so bring it downwards. Now go to the move graph option, go to the cloner, select this pair, move this inside this cloner. Now select this cloner. In object, as you can see, we have one mode, linear. We will choose object mode, and in this object I'm gonna bring down this helix. So now as you can see, this pair is equally distributed on this helix. So I'll select this helix, or before that I'm gonna select this pair and I'm gonna reduce the size to 10, or let's say 14. Now select this helix and move this, not this one but this helix, and move this downwards, so it will look like it's connected to this one. Now press NA, so we'll get rid of those lines. If you hit Ctrl R, we will get something like this. If you want to reduce the size of this one, you are free to do that. I'm gonna select this 13, or let's say 10, or let's say 8. Get something like this. Move this helix a little bit upward like that. Yep, this looks good to me. Now I'm gonna select this pair, I'll hold control and I'll duplicate it. I'll select this pair and make this 11 centimeter. So as you can see, we will get this variations. Now select this cloner, and over here, as you can see, we have distribution count. I'm gonna increase the count somewhere around 18. If you hit Ctrl R, we will get something like this. So our tree is almost done now. Now all we have to do, we have to apply some lights and then we have to apply some materials. So first thing we will do, we will apply materials. So I'll double click on this one, I'll apply this color to the subdivision surface because it's all green. Double click on it, go to the color option, and we will choose something around green color. Yep, this looks good to me. Now double click again and go to the luminance and enable this luminance and brightness. I'm gonna select 70, and over for color I'm gonna choose a darker color somewhere like that. If I hit Ctrl R, we'll get something like this. Now double click, go inside this color, and for the color I'm gonna choose yellowish color. Also for the luminance I'm going to select this yellowish color, and brightness I'm gonna choose 50, and apply this color to this star. Also I'm gonna apply this color to the cloners. If I hit Ctrl R, we'll get something like this. Then double click on it to create new color. I'm gonna select the red color for this, I mean in color panel. Gonna select the red color and then apply this color to this strip, which is our sweep. So if I hit Ctrl R, we will get something like this. Again I'll double click to create one color, and I'll apply this to this one. Go over here and we will choose some chocolate color, which is basically for our wood. I'm gonna apply this color to this handle also. If I hit Ctrl R, we'll get something like this. Now our work is almost done. Now we will go to the lights. We will choose area light, and in area light over here we have option called shadow. We will choose area, then go to the top view. I'll move this light over here, press R for rotation, rotate it like that, then rotate it on this axis. Go to the right view, press E, then press W and move this over here. Again go to the top view, by holding Ctrl I'll move this thing over here, press R, then press W and rotate it like that. E to move this like that. Now I'm gonna select both of them. Select both the lights, hold Ctrl and move those lights over here, press R for rotation and rotate it like that. Now let's see this thing in the perspective view, and if I hit Ctrl R, as you can see we are getting something like this. Now I'm gonna select my camera and I'll enable this camera, and let's go in right view. As you can see our view is from here, so we have to select these two lights. So I'm gonna select my rectangle selection tool, and with the help of that I'm gonna select this light, hold Ctrl and bring this downwards, press R for rotation and rotate it like that. Now let's see from this axis. If I hit Ctrl R to render it, as you can see we will get something like this, but this is quite harsh light, so I'll select those lights. I'll hide one light and let's see our results like that. So I'll enable this, and for this one, for the intensity I'm going to choose 80. For this one intensity I'm going to choose 70. If I hit Ctrl R, we will get this kind of results. Now after this one, all we need to do, we need to render the PNG format. So I'll click on this one, go to the output section, and width I'm gonna choose 1920, height 180, resolution let's say 300, and we will choose current frame. Go to the save options, format I'm gonna choose PNG, and I'm gonna enable this alpha channel, and then from here I'm gonna save this file. Yes, I'll replace this with my previous render, and after that I'll close this. I'll press Shift R to render this thing, so we get this image over here. Now if I go over here, as you can see we have our PNG render. Now we will move this thing into Photoshop. So I have created one Photoshop document over here. Width and height is 1920 by 180. I'll simply bring this PNG format over here, and I'll increase the size like this and hit OK. and create one background. Press D for default colors and Alt backspace to apply black color. Select this image, hit Ctrl T, scale it down and rotate it like that. Hit Ctrl J to duplicate it, press V and move this over here, hit Ctrl T, scale it down and rotate it. Hit Ctrl J to duplicate it, move this over here, hit Ctrl T and rotate it, scale it down, hit Ctrl G, move this over here, hit Ctrl T and rotate it, hit Ctrl J, move this over here, hit Ctrl J, move this over here, hit Ctrl J, move this thing over here, hit Ctrl J, and I'll move this thing over here, hit Ctrl J again, and I'll move this thing over here, hit Ctrl T and rotate it like that. Now I'll select this one because this is our frontal one, so this is our main, so I'll type main on this one. Now I'm gonna select the alternate one, so I'll select this one by holding Control. I'm gonna select these things, right click and go to convert to smart object, or select these things and press Ctrl G to group it, and I'll hide this one. Then we have this remaining one, so select all of them and press Ctrl G, then right click and convert to smart object. Also for this one, right click and convert to smart object. Now select this group one, go to the filter, go to the blur and go to the Gaussian blur, and over here I'm gonna apply 10. Select this one, go to the filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and I'm gonna select 5 and hit OK. So this is just a mandatory. You can, if it's totally up to you, if you want to apply this, you are free to apply, otherwise there is no need to apply this. So if I hit Ctrl Z, it's okay if you are not gonna apply this Gaussian blur effect on your images. So with the help of that, you can create this kind of things. If you want, then you can go to the Gaussian blur and you can reduce the amount of blurriness to 3 maybe. Select this one, go to the Gaussian blur, and I'm gonna choose, let's say 6 and hit OK. So now select all of them and press Ctrl G, right click, go to the blending options and go to the what we call inner glow. Let's say you can increase the glow, increase the noise, and you can increase the size of each one. With the help of that, you can play along with that, but instead of that, I'm gonna choose drop shadow and I'm gonna select the, let's say, yellow color, hit OK, increase the size and also increase the distance, increase the opacity, and etc. And I'm going to choose normal, increase the opacity a little bit, and I'm going to increase the size like that. If you want to change the color, you're free to do that. I'm gonna choose white color, or let's say, because it's greenish in color, so I'm gonna select the green color and hit OK. So yep, this is our final results. If you want to enhance it further, all you need to do, simply create another layer, press Ctrl Alt E, Ctrl Alt Shift and E, so it will create one extra image on this layer. And all you need to do, go to the filter, go to the camera raw filter, and from here you can manipulate your images. You can increase and decrease the exposure, contrast, and etc. I am not gonna change much more things over here because I am not a proper Photoshop person. So I'm gonna reduce the textures and clarity. So with the help of that, you can enhance your images. So I'm gonna hit OK. So as you can see, before and after work, if you want to change the slide, just decrease some opacity. So as you can see, initial and final output. So yep, with the help of Cinema 4D you can create this kind of 3D illustrations.